gonna go places.
That looks so sick. What's up, guys? It's been like 3 weeks probably since my last upload, and since then a lot has changed. Me and my wife actually bought the house that all the video footage of the MR2 in the garage was my grandmother's, but it's officially ours. We bought the house, so we moved in, ended up redoing the floors, the little mantelpiece here for the TV, accent wall. It's like a lot of this stuff I wasn't going to record because I wanted to get stuff done, and a lot of stuff on my YouTube channel is just strictly for the MR2 and family stuff. But just to take you into the basement just to show you what I've been up to for a while. This is my son's kid cave. The rug we put in and painted the walls white. And of course this lens, you're probably going to see in some footage right now that it's like, it looks like there's 2 bugs on the screen because I had ruined this lens now. I keep hitting it with my grinder. Well, the ricochets from the grinder, the little the metal pieces keep embedding itself into the lens, so it's gonna look crappy for a little bit because I don't know about if I want to order another one because it's just gonna keep happening. But as an update for the MR2, try to make a custom exhaust with the outcome of the exhaust exiting in between the reverse lights. I'm going to route it up to come up in through the trunk area and out through here. I'm gonna have to reposition the latch. There's holes already pre-drilled in here, but I'll have to make custom ones for trunk pops. That'll be like 2 push buttons for the top of the trunk, so I won't be able to use the latch anymore. I'm also going to create a heat shield type thing for inside the trunk and wrap the piping up with the heat resistant wrap. And right now I'm debating on whether to, since the stock muffler is on here, cut the, I think I'm going to start with cutting past the resonator right here before it enters the muffler. And then there's a heat shield I have to cut through, and then the trunk right there. Just removed the muffler, cut a border out where the lights are, remove the lights. The lights inside here, obviously for the reverse lights, just disconnect them. As you can see now, the exhaust is going to come out somewhere over here. Obviously this is in my way, so I'm just going to bring this down as far as possible, and this is just the ground for the tail lights. I'll just bring that down. Alright, that ended up working out pretty good because this wire harness was connected up here to keep some of the slack up into the corner there, so I just undid the hook, and now I have a whole bunch of slack that I can run lower so I'm not in the way of the exhaust when it comes up and through here. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and cut my exhaust exit. Somewhat of a rectangle, try to make it as clean as possible.
in next, she's got the new one. Of course, she's got the new one for this. The new one from.
Alright, it's been a while since I posted any videos, dude, but check this out. Just dipped my cousin Ryan's car in, should I tell him the color?
Yeah, okay.
All right.
So the event.
Yeah, that's fine. All right, so we based his red car with grabber blue, and then we laid a custom mixture of blue and make 2 gallons to give it the little shimmer. Let's see if we can get a little bit of the pearl. It's a drift car, so it doesn't have to be perfect. He's gonna put a new cover here, and yeah, that's just my way of covering up my basically saying it's a drift car, but it is. So there's that. We cut the hood out today, put that on, and we got overs for the back, put them on, riveted it in there, and it's looking pretty good. Yeah, there's my MR2 right now. Had to move it out back because it was raining like crazy. Busy life, busy chasing our dreams.
It looks so sick.
All right, so I'm gonna end up using this mesh on the either side of the pipes and just make it work. Eventually I'm gonna make a box out of galvanized steel or like aluminum or whatever that covers that up. That piping is gonna be sprayed with some 1300 to 2000 degree flame proof high temperature ceramic coating, and it's going to be wrapped with that. I don't even know if you can wrap after it's been sprayed. For some more heat wrap, I got the rest of this to finish bolting it together because I'm not a welder and I'm just going to do it myself. And then I had to cut out where the latch was to latch the trunk down. So to prevent my trunk from bouncing up and down, I got these little quick latch dealies. So basically this part comes off, you drill a hole to this size diameter in the trunk, you then slide this in the hole, you bring the nut up, you pinch it together. This rod is then bolted to the frame, and when you bring the trunk down it locks in. Alright, and then to release you just push the button. So, essentially, I'm going to use the pre-existing holes, get 2 different nuts. This will be bolted to here. This will be on the trunk. Trunk will come down, and then I can pop it off. And also, after that's all done, got this diffuser here. My buddy Mike let me have. Can't beat a free part. Gonna bolt that to the bottom of the bumper to make it look lower, because the car's, you know, it's low, but it's not, you know, where I want it to look just yet. And I wasn't gonna go with the diffuser. I was like throwing back and forth the idea, but after doing what I did with the spoiler, giving it that aggressive look, and then the exhaust poking out kind of goes with the theme of being aggressive. Why not, you know, then throw the diffuser on as well? That I want to put on to see what it'll look like, because I may modify that, and I need to, obviously it's like bent up right here. It actually, he said something like he hit something or hit a bump or something on the highway and then flew off, like going 70 miles an hour, so it's all bent up and out of shape. So I'm gonna bang it back into place, maybe make some modifications, definitely have to drill new mounting holes for it, definitely have to respray it, and then bolt that up. The nut and washer on this side, sandwiched between another nut and washer on the underside. Okay, we got one mark over there and no mark over here because I'm assuming that one was higher than the other side. So we know where to cut there. I'll just end up raising the other one up a little bit and marking that side off over here.
And request the money you need each year through graduation. Paying for an education. Year in a row. 3. Geico has been helping people save money for over 75 years. Wait, I think those are all true. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm here for the Xfinity Best Deal of the Year. Breakout artists and legendary designers to the area's hottest venues and sites.
And I have to get it up in there, which right now obviously doesn't fit because I got to cut this out more and then get this in there to then tighten it to that piece so that doesn't go anywhere. After I get that done, then I can adjust this height, bring it down lower, and then we'll be good to go.
It gets a little convoluted. Sportsman brought to you by OTC, the Celtics legendary car rates Bill Sharman and Frank Ramsey. It's a Philip Morgan 3.
Alright, so before I walk away today, I'll show you a progress video real quick. I still need to tighten things up. I ended up putting a universal hanger right here that bolts in underneath my trunk. Part of the bolt comes up right here. I don't know if you can see that. Part of the bolt comes up right there. So I'm gonna trim that, and I have the epoxy. This is the inside of the front piece that's going to be over top of the exhaust. Like that cosmetic plastic piece I'd cut out a hole for. I ended up putting the grill in, and I have everything drying. Hopefully that holds. If not, I'll have to rethink about how to seal that. I just used some epoxy bond that I had laying around, and then that'll go over top. I'll end up cutting out the middle part of that, and then the majority of it will be mesh. And yeah, that's just where I'm going to leave it. I also finished up with the exhaust wrapping. Wrap the exhaust up a little bit. When I finish the mount up here, because right now this whole exhaust piece moves, but when I get it to where I want it to be, I'm going to end up using these two here to mount it to the frame.
Mistake when he threw the interception, he thought it was man coverage, and that the cornerback who was playing needed to be wowed, just like the Eagles said they needed to be wowed last spring, where they need. I think they said.
Finished up with the wrap. There's a bracket there on the one bolt, and then on this bolt it wraps up underneath and bolts down to here. Doesn't want to go anywhere now. The tips do move side to side yet, but that's fine. Up and down is a no-go. They are a little crooked. I don't really know. I'll work on it some more. And then I'm working on the diffuser. Bolted it underneath. Fat washers, big bolts. This is flimsy right here. I'm working on a way to cut this part right here. Bolting this on the other side of this so you don't see it. And then this underneath to bring that up so it's flush.
What's a little space?
Just 2 hours each.
Eagles going up to New England to play the Patriots on Thursday. It's a good time to take a few seconds to talk about how much I hate Boston fans. Just about everybody. Boston fans have a combination of three things. I'm Sky guessing.
This has been Sports in 60, brought to you by Colonial Hyundai.
Because you know you'll have gone there and gotten the very best price on any new Hyundai.
Universal front splitter I got. It's flimsy as hell. I think I'm gonna put some of this diamond plate, just strips probably about 2 inches, 3 inches wide, or maybe even wider, up and underneath of it to give it some rigidity. And then I'm gonna add these rods, probably something like that. As for the back, a lot of stuff has happened the last 2 days. Kind of finished up the rear diffuser. I forget where I stopped recording, but top fins, I had to end up taking them off, recutting them because they didn't fit quite right. And then the middle was bent up. It's not so bad right now. I ended up adding rods on the other side of this little heat shield. You can see on the other side to bring up those far corners up. They're bolted on the inside here. They're bolted on here, you really can't see. And then I'm gonna start making my box. Gotta somehow finish the exhaust so that way it's not so crooked. The part that goes around that sitting over there. But yeah, I'm really liking how it turned out with the rods and the diffuser, the extra fins up top. It's hella nice looking. I also added these little AutoZone strips for reverse lights. I'll close the garage door and turn that on so you can see what that looks like. It's got a nice underglow look to it, but again, it's just for when it's in reverse. Obviously, it's in reverse right now. It's just for the rear back up. This meets right in the middle, and then just ran the wires up into where I had the bulbs over here. Just cut the 2 bulbs out, the 2 pieces out, and the positive and the negative, and that's all tucked up underneath. But yeah, it looks pretty cool.
And people here are smart. And when you've got heart, you're going to go places.
Runs, and then all of a sudden, you know, there's line up and running, you got things back in there.
That'll work. Make them good, make them interesting, and you know, preferably make them fun, and we'll address the best of the best questions coming up into this. All right, so John and James, I saw both of you guys over the last couple of days one time.
Test your skills during 2 weeks of checking, raising, calling, and dropping your way to the top spot for your choice of over 4.
But they gotta play better.
Oh, yeah, they're not quite last night.
How much?